Welcome to the Pillow Talk podcast. I'm Will Beck. I'm your host. And today we have Sia Cooper with me. She's a fitness influencer. She's a Diary of a Fit Mommy blogger and a mother of two. So Sia, thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. How'd you sleep last night?
I actually did not sleep good. I usually do, but on the weeks I don't have my kids this week. I have them every other week. So whenever they're here, I feel more complete. So when they're not here, I just kind of miss them. So
empty. Yeah.
I slept good in my bed. I just unfortunately, I just miss them.
I had the worst sleep 2 nights ago. I woke up at 4 a.m. and there was this dog barking so loud.
Oh no.
And I was like texting my neighbors. I was like, is that your dog? I know it's your dog.
Did they actually respond at 4? I would not be responding.
Somebody texted me back at like 6. They're like, no, I think it's this person's dog. And then that person, I think it's that person's dog. I'm like, dude, I went up to the fence and looked over. It's your dog.
Oh, wow. Who leaves their dog out at 4?
They left it out all night, man. It was just barking. And I was like,
terrible.
Yeah, I was frustrated. And then I just am like 2 days later, I haven't been able to catch up. So
I know it's amazing what going one night without good rest
it is pretty nuts.
And try being a mom with the newborn, okay? You have like years and years worth of like making up sleep.
So I used to have this thought that if I just got one good night's sleep, that would make up for that lack. Like I'd just be like recharged, like it's a battery. It's like you plug in your phone, you let it get uncharged all the way, you charge it back up.
Right.
And it's not like that. There's been a lot of sleep studies where it's, if you have one bad night's sleep, it might take you a week.
It takes you a while, especially when you get older. Just like whenever we have like injuries or we pull something at the gym, like it takes like weeks. Where when we're 20, it took like what, a few hours or a day.
Yeah, you're like, I'll be fine tomorrow morning. I'll wake up.
Yeah.
That was another interesting sleep thing. It's like how most of our body healing happens while we're sleeping too.
That's true.
You know, it's like you think, oh yeah, it's just gonna heal naturally, but while you're sleeping, it's like your body's really repairing itself. And
right. But it's so important.
Totally. So what is your normal wake up routine? Like, what do you do when you first wake up?
When I first wake up, I make my coffee. Well, actually, it depends on what week it is. So like I said earlier, I have my kids like 1 week on, 1 week off. Obviously, when I have them, now that school started, I take them, I make them breakfast, I take them to school. And when I come home, I make my coffee. It's like the first thing I have to do whenever I get by myself. And then I start answering emails. Like I open my laptop and I put something like, I'm so weird about this. I put on like The Walking Dead or something like background. I hate the sound of silence. So I put on like a show and I'm not really like tuning in, but I'm just working, just listen to background music.
I love working to a movie.
Do you? But can you actually pay attention? Because I feel like I can't really.
I can't really pay attention.
I still like it.
I don't watch movies that I have never seen before when I'm working to one. But I'll just put one on. I'm like, I can kind of hop in for like a minute here and there. But oh, that was funny.
Right. Yeah. I'm the same way. And so on the weeks that I don't have my kids, I just wake up around 7 or 8 and make that coffee. So I have this whole routine. It all starts with coffee.
So when you start working, are you working in your bedroom? Do you have like an office?
No, I have an office, but well, I am terrible at using my freaking office. So I actually work off my couch.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because I used to have an actual office and sorry, my dog's drinking water right now. Oh, yeah, I got a golden doodle. So I used to pay for an office just to kind of get me out of the house because working from home, you never really get to leave. But even when I was paying like $700 or so, which is really good rent for an office, I still wouldn't go because I just couldn't wrap my mind around if I can just work what I'm doing, I can just sit on the couch and do it instead of having an office. So
no, I like it. I like being home more anyway. I like knowing what's going on with my kids and feeling like I'm just more connected. And
right.
Yeah. So do you ever use your pillow cube as like a computer laptop holder on the couch?
I don't. I actually need to. That's really cool. I've never thought of that because it's perfect because it's leveled and it's flat. Like that's awesome.
And it allows some airflow. Do you have the One of the square ones, like not the long, but the square. Just it's
I
called our.
don't have the cubes that they put between
Yeah,
your
yeah.
knees. I don't have. No, you can put those between your knees. I
So
haven't even
you
messed
can
up.
put it between your knee, but we have like a separate knee pillow, which is like has those little grooves. That's good,
Right.
good for in between the knee. But
That's what I have. I
yeah,
don't have the small cube.
yeah, we'll get you the small cube, and it's like the original pillow cube product, our first thing,
Mm-hmm.
and but it is a great little computer laptop.
But does it look like the kids? But obviously, does it open up and have a cute
Yeah,
little?
it's that
It's just
same
a square. Like,
size. It's like a 12 by 12, and we have it in like a 5-inch or a 6-inch height. I think you sleep on a 5 if I remember
mm-hmm.
correctly.
My kids, by the way, the pillow cubes, little animals. My
Uh-huh.
daughter, she has the unicorn, and my son has the shark. Like our pillow cubes go wherever we go. They've already made it to Tennessee. We just went on vacation not too long ago, so they love it. They're like perfect for like car rides, and yeah, and they like to do the little thing with their, make their pillows talk because they open up. So
Yeah, it's funny. So I have an 11-year-old, and she's
mhm.
kind of young-ish. Like she just has like a young vibe to her, but she loves her little pillow cup. My 13 and 15-year-old are like, yeah, we want the real thing. Don't be giving those cups to us. But yeah, it's a fun
Oh,
little product.
it's cute. Don't y'all have like a sloth or something
The
too?
sloth is the best one, I think. It's got the little arms that kind of droop off, and then its feet
That's
droop, and
cool.
yeah, it's really a
If I
fun
had to pick one,
product.
I'd pick the sloth. That'd be me.
Yeah, I think it's the cutest one for sure. Do you know who Kristen Bell is?
I do know. Yeah, her and
Yeah,
Dax.
yeah. So I tried to send her a sloth. I sent it to her house. I got in touch with her agent and was like, hey, can I send
What?
a sloth to her? I don't know if you've seen the video that she had on Ellen of her meeting a sloth. She has this like
Yes,
weird
yes. And she
infatuation with
cried. Didn't
sloths,
she
and she
cry?
cried. It was like beyond crying. Crying is like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm
Like
really
we give her
sad or
that one
happy, but
line.
she was like uncontrollable, having like a
I
out of
remember
body
that.
experience.
Oh,
So I tried to
that's
send her a sloth, but
adorable.
never heard back.
I
Anyway,
actually got to interact with the sloth not too long ago. So I'm like bouncing around. I'm like, look, squirrel. It was really nice. I have a local zoo. It's crazy how slow they move. You know?
yeah, it is pretty nice. My wife is like one of the greatest people, but I would say if she had a weakness, it would be just a slight lack of patience. And
Mm-hmm.
so in the movie Zootopia, where they have those sloths in the movie going
Oh
so slow,
no.
she like has to get up and get out of the room.
It's hilarious that they're the DMV workers.
Yeah, it was perfect. They nailed that.
That they did.
So what impact has having a pillow cube had on your sleep?
It makes my neck feel better, first of all. I have some bone spurs, which kind of ignore it. I mean, I'm getting older, so I'm 33, and I've had neck pain for a little while, and I have felt like using the cube. I don't know what it does. I guess it keeps my neck kind of leveled, or
Mm-hmm.
my neck pain is not what it used to be. So, and also, I think that y'all have sent me 3 big ones, and then I think that was 2 or 3, and I think it was 3. Y'all sent me a bunch of pillows, and my fiance's roommate used his pillow cube during his recovery. Like he got into a motorcycle
Oh
accident
wow.
and he's kind of banged up, but he tried pillow cube, but now we gave him one because he just loved it so much. Everyone loves it. And you see this, you run the Pillow Cube social media, right? So you see every time I post a video or a reel, people are like, they don't even care about what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. They just want to know what is that pillow? Where is it from? Where'd you get I'll be trying to promote another brand. And
Yeah.
they're like, I just want to know about the pillow.
Yeah, I actually
So
saw one this morning. You had a post this morning, and somebody's like, "Hey, where's that pillow?" I was like, "Oh man, this is great." You know,
yeah, people love it. So I hope that y'all sold a ton. So I'm sure y'all
yeah,
do.
we're
Happy
selling a few,
day.
man. We're doing all right. So,
Good. Yeah, and that
how about the?
mattress, ooh,
Yeah, what
I
do you
like,
like about the mattress?
it feels good. I like the dual zones. It just feels better on my hips, and obviously using that in correlation or with my pillow, it's been amazing. I've
Yeah,
loved it so much.
yeah,
I
the
also like
dual.
the way it looks.
Do you?
I like the gray on it. Yeah, and I like the logo on it. I don't know. It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Our designers will be proud of that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we actually wanted our thread to be a slightly different color, But then they were like, oh, we don't have that
What?
in stock. So we're like, oh, well,
The
that one's
gray or
close.
the
No,
teal?
the little teal. It would just be a
Oh,
little
that's,
different shade.
oh,
So
I think it's great.
yeah. Yeah. My favorite thing with the mattress is just when you are on it, that first like few inches of the mattress. And one of the things I didn't
Mhm.
realize is that like mattresses might have 6 different foams in them
Mhm.
and have, we have a hybrid. So we have coils, we have springs in there too. But,
Right.
you're not getting all the same foam. And so like our top
Mhm.
layer is a very premium high rebound foam. So
Okay.
even though you sink into it and it feels really plush, it pushes you back up. And so it
Mhm.
just keeps you so you're not like laying all the way back into the mattress and feeling sunk. And that's one of my least favorite things with a memory foam mattress is just being like all the way in it. And I feel like there's kind of this, you're either sunk all the way in it or you have like a super firm one that you're lying on like a table.
This is perfect. And I like that there are dual zones because with the hips, it's harder down there and softer at the shoulders, like because your
Hmm.
body needs that. So it's very smart. So whoever thought of that, like that's genius.
Yeah, we've got a great little, I mean, our guy's been in the business for a long time, but he's a terrific designer on our mattress. So,
Mm,
um,
good.
so you're a mom. And
Hmm.
I was looking at one of your posts and it was talking about your breasts, but it was talking about the sacrifice of being a mom and how
Okay.
your body changes over
Oh
time.
yeah, of
You know the one
course.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
I'm trying
Do you
to
not?
think. Was it
It's the one
about
you
me
have the
getting my
balloons.
implants moved?
No, it's the
Oh, that
balloons.
one. Oh my gosh, that reel has, I think, like over 1 million views. That reel did really good, right? Where I had yeah, like a depiction. I use the balloons as my
Yep.
breasts, and then like with each stage of life, they get bigger, and then breastfeeding, they're like they're not
So
inflated anymore.
breastfeeding, they're big, but then after
Yes,
breastfeeding, they're like empty balloons.
little. Yeah, they're just balloons got in air. So it's very I feel like it's very accurate. The women really loved that reel.
No, I think it
So
is accurate. And I think one of the things it portrays is that like when you're a mom, like you make the sacrifice to bring your kids into the world. And
mhm.
I guess one of the questions I had for you is like, what are some of the bigger sacrifices that you feel like you've had to make as a mom?
Oh man, I don't really think about that. And I know how you just mentioned that, like the body's, like, what we go through, but I don't think of, I never once thought of myself sacrificing my body. Even though I know that made that real was a joke, but like I've never once said, man, like this sucks, or I had to give up this to be a mom because it was all worth it.
Yeah, totally.
So
It's
I
worth it.
can't, I mean, I can't think of anything. I don't think that being a mom has limited me in any way. And like they are the reason for my business.
Yeah.
So I feel like I haven't really had to sacrifice anything. I mean, no, I'm happy. So
Yeah. I think you get more by being a mom or by being a parent, but you make this initial gift to them and
right
then it's paid back in full
now, I
plus some.
sacrifice for them, but I
Yeah.
don't
That's
think
what,
I
well, that's what I'm saying
really.
is like for them, right? Like if you look about the time that you have, like you sacrifice your
Mhm.
sleep to be
Yeah.
able to
Okay.
raise
Very
them.
good. Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
true.
And like,
That's very
yeah,
true.
I don't know about you, but like I take my son all over the place for basketball practices and games and,
Mhm. But
you
yeah,
know,
okay. Okay, you're giving me ideas now. I think that okay, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, so as a single mom, I my daughter has ballet. She's on the company team. So as soon as like tomorrow I'm picking them up to start my week.
mhm.
I'm so excited. And so I picked them both up and I'm gonna rush them from school to ballet practice, and then which is in another town, like 45 minutes away. So yeah, it's a lot of time. I mean, sometimes I'm not able, like the summer, whenever they were home with me, I wasn't able to work very much, which is fine. That's a little sacrifice, but I just kind of enjoyed them this summer. So
Mhm.
less work, work can always wait. So it's nice to have that time with them. But sometimes, yeah, definitely sleep.
Yeah, I like
And I know this
the,
sounds crazy, but I actually still co-sleep with mine.
oh, really?
So we all share the match. Yes, they love it. They sleep great since we switched from our old mattress, which I don't want to hate on any brands. So can I name drop brands?
You can do whatever you want to do,
Okay. So we had a low
Uh
mattress,
huh.
and I got it from doing a partnership with them. So I liked it a lot, but then my fiance hated it. So, but he is a mattress snob. He has, I think, like a Tempur-Pedic. I think I told you about
Yeah.
this. And he slept on the pillow cube mattress. Like one week when the kids weren't here, and I'm just like, whoa. Like he said, this just feels just as good as my 8,000 or whatever, $10,000. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
the
really
Tempur-Pedics get up there
cool.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So we all love it.
That's great. Yeah, we had a person who we're friends with, and he tried out our pillow cube, and he threw out a Tempur-Pedic. He's like, "Hey, this is actually a lot better for me," you know.
Yeah.
And so we're really happy with how that's going. And we're focusing mostly on retail. We haven't done it. You know, I don't know if you've seen any of our pillow cube ads, but we haven't done a specific ad about the mattress yet. We probably will at some point, but
Yeah, I don't think I've really seen one, which I guess you don't really have to. I mean, I feel like your product sells itself and people see it and they're like, they've never seen a square pillow before.
well,
So
you'd be surprised. You have to go out there and find people. You
yeah.
know, we just waited for people to show up, you know, and it
Mm.
would take a minute. So, what is your favorite thing about being a parent?
Having a built-in best friend or two.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Like, you know, I have a boy and a girl, and I feel like I relate to both of them in different ways. Obviously, my daughter at night, sometimes before bed, she'll rummage through my closet and find my dress, and it's just the sweetest thing. But no, it's really the greatest thing about being a parent is just the rewards you get from just watching this human life that you created, like run around, laugh, like smile, like seeing them happy brings me the most joy. Like literally everything that I do is pride for them. So
I love hearing my son say something that I say, or like make an
okay.
expression that I make, or just kind of
Does
look
he look
like
like
me a little
you?
bit. Yeah, he looks like me a lot. Yeah.
Well,
He's
that's
not
funny.
bald, but other than that.
I was gonna ask. I was kidding.
Yeah. And I'm just like so proud. I'm like, that's my guy. And
Mhm.
it is fun to like, oh man, who's gonna go to the game with me tonight? And he'll be like, I'm down, you know, and it's
Yeah.
just
See,
always great to
that's
have that
fun.
buddy, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
And then my
Yeah.
daughter too, I'll go shopping with her or whatever. And it's
Oh, how old are
special to have.
yours?
So I have a 15-year-old daughter,
Okay.
and she just went into her sophomore year, and then a eighth
Oh,
grade
nice.
son, 13, and then a fifth grade daughter. Wait,
Cool.
six, wait, no, fifth grade daughter, sorry.
Mhm.
And
It's
she's
okay. It's
11.
hard to keep up. Awesome. Yeah, mine are 6 and 8, and they just started first and third grade. So it's crazy. I feel like I feel like it was just last school year. And now it's the new school year. So pretty
Yep,
crazy.
they're in it all day, full time, you know, crazy
Yeah.
deal. Um, how have you changed? Like, have you changed at all personality wise since you've had kids or?
Ooh, I think that they bring out the best in us. So I'd have to say that I'm more social
Mhm.
because they want to go to birthday parties and I you have to bring them and then you meet everyone. But I actually, for someone whose job is social media, I am not a very social person. I never really have been. So having kids, well, yeah, you got to take them to the park. There's an appearance. You got to take them like I take my roller skating, and yeah, they make me more social, which I guess does help me with things like this or meet new people. So
Yeah, I think with my kids, I'm definitely more patient, you
yeah, it's
know, and I'm
patience.
more willing to serve other people. And I think I understand some of the like the happiness and the rewards that come from serving instead of being a little bit more me focused, you know.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I having kids though, I feel so one of the things with my wife, and I know she kind of had this moment where she felt like she was, I wouldn't say losing herself, but like you just have some
Mhm.
personality and you like she loved playing the flute. She loved going snowboarding. There's certain things that
Mhm.
were kind of her, you know, that
Right.
for a minute it was like almost like she was losing them and had to like pull back and be like, no, I need to still do this. I need to still do
Mhm.
that. And
Well,
you
I
know,
think that we as parents, we tend to immerse ourselves into our kids. And yeah, it's easy to lose yourself. Like I just got a phone call with my therapist like over an hour ago talking about how I need a new hobby because one of my biggest hobbies was working out and then it became my job. And
yeah.
so, I mean, I do ride motorcycles and stuff and that's fun. I like to cook, but I need something else. I was thinking about like going back and actually taking yoga classes again. That was really nice and it helps to calm. And yeah.
So yoga is the new hobby of choice then?
I think so. Yeah, I think I want to sign myself back up because I need something different. I need to get out of the house because I work from home. I never get to leave and I never get to meet people. hardly. So especially on the kidless weeks that I have, it's me and my fiance. So
Yeah, I love yoga. It's just great to be. You get way more of a workout than what people think, and it's great to just kind of feel like kind of mentally peace.
Yeah, I agree.
You ever played ping pong?
I have played ping pong. That's a very random question.
You would think that, except in the Pillow Cube office, there is a lot of ping pong getting played. I think I just heard somebody yell off
You have
out
a
of the
table? What
podcast.
else do y'all have in the office?
We got a pool table which no one ever uses, but occasionally people sit on. And then we have a little kitchen in here, and then a ping pong table. And the ping pong gets used a lot.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not good at ping pong. I feel like I'm not that coordinated in hand-eye coordination now.
Yeah. If people want a good game, man, you come over here like 4:00. People are starting to get ready to go. They want to get a game before they go home.
That's funny.
So how did you get started as an influencer?
Well, I actually started off as a blogger, and it was a hobby. I create a diary of the mommy. That's the name of my blog. It was like my diary,
So were you doing it just for the purpose of, hey, I just want to kind of keep a record and know like what I did and have pictures?
It was my own personal diary, because I started it when I was pregnant with my son, and I wanted to keep myself in check. I'd post my pregnancy workouts, my pregnancy meals, and then little by little, like, people were reading. They were finding my blog, I guess, through SEO and keywords and searching Google stuff.
What year was this?
2013, so almost 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I never started it with like a goal in mind to make money or to be an influencer, because I don't think an influencer was really...
It wasn't quite a thing yet. Yeah.
No. But I didn't know that this whole world existed. But once I started gaining like a readership, obviously I created social media pages so people could follow me there too. But then like I started off, brands would reach out to me and say, hey, here's free product. Obviously I don't have the large following. Yeah, sure, I'll promote it for free. So you start off getting free products, because getting free stuff is like so cool, like, whereas you've never gotten free stuff before, it's really neat. And obviously now I get like free stuff and payment typically. But back then, no, it's just like a diary, and I never thought that it would be a business. Like, within like a couple of years, I was getting my personal training certification. I was a nurse, I put nursing was so much more lucrative. And yeah, I just became an influencer. It was almost like, I feel like it was accidental, because it was just a hobby. It was a free blog too. It was like blogger. When you WordPress or like an actual .com, it was just like this free website. And yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like fitmommy.blogspot.com or something.
Yeah, Fit Mommy Diaries. Yeah, so it's so funny.
Yep. So one of the things I think that's best when people become an accidental influencer is that they're just trying to put good stuff out there more than like I feel like people want to follow somebody who's doing like good content, not somebody who's trying to be famous. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if that makes sense at all.
I enjoyed it. Like, a lot of the stuff, I think what made me, I guess, like, successful in the beginning with it was the fact that I put out so much information for free.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And then people started coming to me for like workout plans, and I was like, whoa, I need to actually like get certified or do something about this. So I saw a demand. So I just, supplied that demand. So
you were a nurse. You quit being a nurse. What kind of nurse were you?
Just an LPN, a licensed practical nurse. I went to school for 1 year after graduation. Well, no, I did a year of like basics. I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. And I wasn't even sure about nursing. So I was just kind of like, okay, whatever. I'll just do 1 year instead of doing 2 years to become a registered nurse. And I didn't like it. So I'm glad I only did 1 year. I never really liked, this sounds really bad, but I never really liked working for people. I was always kind of hard-headed. It was always hard for me to like take orders. So I guess me becoming my own boss was destined to happen. I get like, honestly, when I was a teenager, I couldn't keep jobs. I worked at the mall, I'd bounce around like different stores. I just didn't like it. So I would, I just didn't like taking orders. So yeah,
It was
became a
just meant to
boss.
be.
I
Yeah.
guess it was. It sounds so bad. I promise you I have a good work ethic now, but yeah.
Yeah. You can have good work ethic
Mm,
and work super hard, but just not like to have other people tell you what to do. They're like, hey, I have a
right.
difference of opinion. I want to do it this way,
Yeah.
and I'm going to run my show. And if it's my mistake, then I'll live with it. And if it's my win, I'll live with that too, And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I
Absolutely.
think there's a lot of nice stuff about not having people boss you around.
Mm-hmm.
But then I go home and I get bossed around. So
Oh, it's funny. You can't escape it.
no, I'm teasing. We've got a great balance in a relationship. I think it's one of the most important things in a relationship, is like to always be willing to listen to feedback. Say, hey,
Mm,
yeah, do I need to correct this? Let's talk about it.
yeah, for sure.
So what impact do you want to have on your community, your group of, followers?
Well, I think my impact, or even like impact statement, if you will, has changed over the years. The fitness industry itself has changed over the years. When I first started, bodybuilding.com was hot. And if you had abs, that meant you knew exactly what you were doing. And I remember, I think my tagline or whatever, or mission statement was creating fit mommies one at a time. That was, that's what I was striving to do. Obviously, helping women get back into shape, like after having a baby, but also keeping in prime shape during pregnancy. But since that's kind of changed into this body positivity movement, it's not so much like, I think my goal or the impact I want to have on women now is just to embrace your body throughout every stage. You
Mhm.
don't have to get your abs back. Whereas, that was my messaging then. So it's kind of changed now. So, because I know as I'm getting older, my body's changing and I feel like I'm not as like small as I was when I was 20 or 15, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just want women to love themselves. So I don't have to create fit mommies anymore. I want to create happy, healthy,
Healthy mommies. Yeah.
right, healthy mommies. Yeah, not just fit, because what's fit, It could mean a lot of things, but
Well,
you
I think
think
you can be
physical.
super fit and not have abs necessarily.
It's true. Abs are not a sign of health, or you can have abs, they could be really unhealthy and like not eat enough or
Hmm.
live in daily stress. I mean, who knows? So
What do you think of the body positivity movement?
I think it's great. It depends. I feel like I see two different types of body positivity movements out there. I see obviously, how do I put this?
Be
Sound that
delicate so you don't get canceled,
yeah. Um, I've seen it both ways. So I've seen like, the larger group of women out there who have laughed, I guess, at smaller women who want to, post their tummy rolls or say, I have rolls too. Look, I'm, being body positive. Like sometimes for that community, they feel like you can't be body positive if you're smaller. Does that make
Hmm.
sense? Like you
Yeah,
have to look a
totally. Yep.
certain way. And then there's people who are smaller who do it and they're like, hey, look, I'm normal too. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's all great. I think we should all come together no matter how big or small we are, because at the end of the day, like, I don't feel like you have to be a certain size to be body positive, but I think it's a great thing. Like
Hmm.
whenever I know when I post, like, you've seen them, the flex versus or pose
Yeah,
versus
totally.
relaxing. I know when I put that stuff out there, like, it makes me feel better about myself. Because to be honest, I used to edit my photos. I think like
Yeah.
almost every influencer, especially 6, 7, 8 years ago, used to do edits. If not, I mean, small tweaks here and there, like because the goal or your mission in order to sell plans back
Perfection.
then. Well, yeah, absolutely. You had to look like you never had a baby.
Yep.
So, that's not really where I'm at now. Like now where I'm at now is functionality. I push the diastasis recti a lot. Like I just came out with a guide and that helps basically women who have diastasis recti, which is the condition in which your your abs split in two after
Hmm.
having a baby. Now I do help women get their abs back together through foundational core movements, but it's not all about weight loss anymore. So it's great. It's changed so much.
Yeah, one of the things I really like is I think there's been a focus on not necessarily what your body looks like, but more on what your body is capable of. And it's, is your body able to go through a hard workout? Is your body able to take care of your family? Are you able to play sports and run and have fun in your body?
Keep up with your kids. It's important. And also, like, for women out there who feel bad about their bodies, like, I'm like, hey, don't feel bad. You birthed a baby. That's a pretty big deal. It's not easy. It's not a walk in the park, maybe for some, but it wasn't for me.
And I think for a lot of women, that is a huge sacrifice. Like, so maybe after one baby, you can get your body back all perfect. And some people genetically can more so than others. But, for a lot of people, it's like your body doesn't look like ever the same, and I think it's kind of great to be like, hey, I'm proud of my wife. I'm like, hey, look, you gave us this unbelievably valuable gift in having kids and brought this joy into our family. And it's like, if your body never looks the same, that's okay. I love you for who you are and what you brought to our family, And so I do think in some ways it's a sacrifice, but it makes me love my wife a little bit more.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the body positivity movement is kind of interesting too, because sometimes it's about health, right? Like, hey, you can be healthy and still have this role, and you can do the, it's just people age. That's part of it. Sometimes it goes a little, like, hey, look, this person is really, really unhealthy, and we're going to be positive about that.
Promoting morbid obesity. Now, that's where I feel like there's a line, but again, that saying that could offend someone. So I don't know. I mean, I think that if you're happy and being positive about your body, then great. Obviously, I think that someone's weight doesn't really indicate, they could have great cholesterol levels. And still, you just never know. So It's hard. It's like judging a book by the cover, you just don't know.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's great for people to strive to be as healthy as they can. And, but at the same point, even if you are unhealthy, like, you do need to love yourself and know that you are more than just what your body is,
Absolutely.
So, in terms of working out, what kind of things are you doing for your kind of audience today? Like, are you creating a lot of different programs? What's your
I'm actually releasing an app. We are testing the Android version of it now. It's been like a long project. It's been over like 3 years. So hopefully before the end of the year, it'll be out and we can rock and roll with that. But no, like I am not really necessarily creating any new workout programs right now. I'm just, my workouts have always been minimal equipment, like stuff you can do at home, because I realize most women, especially moms, are busy. They don't have time to go to a gym. Some women feel very self-conscious and they don't want to go to the gym. So my goal is to show them, hey, like, even if you do just a little bit every day, like, this is how you can squeeze it in. So that's why I do my little, workout reels, and I show maybe like 3 to 5 moves per reel that they can do, like, very simple. So
yeah, I love the reels that you do, because it's like, oh, I could do that. I can take a little bit of time.
I don't do burpees and crazy stuff all the time like that. I have bad knees, but yeah.
Well, I think one of the keys to working out is to start simple and then kind of build it up, because it's hard to have a habit. It's hard to go from working out 0 minutes a day to like, hey, I'm going to work out for 70 minutes every day. I'm like, okay, well, if I just do 10 minutes a day, that's better than nothing by a lot.
Nothing. Absolutely.
And so I just do.
Walking is the most underrated exercise. If you don't have time to do push-ups or squats, go walk. Go walk.
Yeah. And make my grandma proud. She wake up every morning, 6 a.m., walk around the block.
It's awesome.
A little group of grandmas. Then the winter they go to the mall.
Yeah, we don't. How my grandparents walk the mall too. It's really funny. It's smart, but yeah, it's really funny.
How strict are you about diet?
I used to be so strict, and I lived in like a state of like misery because I couldn't eat something without reading the label. And this was before I began diarrhea for mommy. This was before I had kids. Like, I had lost weight after nursing school and I got kind of underweight. So here I was slightly, well, no, I wasn't slightly, I was overweight. I wasn't obese or anything, but
Yeah.
according to BMI, I was definitely, but then I got underweight. And so like there was just a point where I had to tell myself to stop reading labels and to have more freedom. And now I don't do that as much. Like sometimes I will read like ingredients, but I'm not like checking the carbs and stuff like that or calories. I usually eat what I want though. Like I've dabbled in keto a few times just because, well, most of the stuff I was eating is low carb anyway, just by habit because I'm a big carnivore.
Mm-hmm.
I like cheese, I like, dairy, meat. I love, my favorite, oh my gosh. I've been loving these chicken chips lately. They're like called wild chips. I eat them all
Chicken
the time.
chips?
They're made of chicken chips. They're protein chips. They are so good. I kid you not.
Where do you get them?
You can get them at like Costco or on their website, but they have like a chicken and waffles flavor. It's crazy. Like
so it's a chip, but it tastes like chicken.
And it's crunchy and it's good. It's a chip made of chicken.
I'm gonna try it out.
You got to.
What's your favorite food?
Sushi. No, well, okay, sushi. I have so many favorite foods. I like steak too.
Yeah, steak's great.
Sushi.
What cut of steak?
Ribeye, medium rare.
Okay, you like a little bit more marbled in there.
I do. And my favorite place to go eat, it's like a Brazilian steakhouse where they come and they saw off the meat and then you grab it with your little tongs. So good. Like I won't even touch the chicken that comes around or anything else. I just want the steak.
Yeah, don't give me the cheap stuff. Okay. I know you're gonna try to give me those like smoked vegetables or whatever. Like take those somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. But they have a really good Parmesan coated steak. It's out of this world.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, I love tri-tip is like one of my favorite.
Tri-tip is good. Do you know how to grill it?
I do. I smoke it.
Oh my gosh.
Having it on Sunday. So if you're in the neighborhood.
Yeah, okay. What state are you in?
Utah.
That's right. Okay. Yep. I'll be right there.
Yeah. What sushi are you into?
I actually don't eat raw sushi. I know it's really weird. I prefer sushi. There's this sushi roll has steak in it. And it's called the cowboy roll. And I've seen many other restaurants do it. So I think it's like kind of a universal thing, but it has
it's definitely, I've seen it a lot.
Yeah. It has avocado, spicy mayo, and steak. So steak is like my two favorite things.
Yeah.
And I also like the spider roll, which is like fried soft shell crab.
Yeah.
That's really good. Mm-hmm. Crunchy shrimp, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm big into the Mars roll, which is like an avocado, tempura shrimp, ahi tuna.
That sounds good.
So, yeah. So how has being healthy changed the way that you feel?
Since when? Since I first got healthy or?
Well, I'm just saying you probably have moments in your life where you're healthier than others. Like, how do you feel differently? Like,
I feel more confident when I'm healthier. Like, I feel like, they're obviously growing up as a child, my mom picked on my weight. So I developed.
You said your mom made fun of your weight?
She did. Yeah.
Really?
We don't have a relationship today. So I know she picked on my weight and I became very self-conscious about my body. And so when I know I am feeding, now I'm not strict, but when I know I'm feeding it good, at least 80% of the time, eating the right things, moving my body, then I feel more positive. I feel mentally better when I'm healthy. So, but that's just demons I have to fight. Unfortunately, it sucks when you're a child and you have a parent who's developing these core memories and all you can remember is, hey, they made me feel really bad about myself. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I try to think about when I'm strategically parenting. And sometimes I'm reactively parenting. I'm not always strategically parenting, but I'm thinking, do I want to leave my kid in the situation where they feel built up by me or torn down by me?
Right.
And so even if I want to change one of their behaviors, am I saying it in a way that is building them up and making them feel like I feel they're special, or am I making them feel less than, But yeah, I couldn't imagine, having a mom belittle you, because that's your safe zone,
Right. Yeah. I didn't have a safe home growing up. It was awful, but you know what? I use that experience to give my children what I didn't have. Like it's fuel. It's fuel to be that mom I never had. So
When you came out of the home, did you feel like you were a little bit like hurt or broken? Or did you
I
feel
like
like you
that my
came
whole
out like
life.
a
Just kidding. No, honestly, I got married as soon, like before I even moved out of my parents' house. I was in nursing school. I was 20 years old in nursing
Mhm,
school. Still lived at home. Got married to an Air Force guy, like so I could get out of my parents' home.
mhm.
Which is it was your basic military marriage, and it brought me here to Florida, which brought me here to my children's father. So, and that's why, I'm so glad that everything happened the way that it did, because I can't imagine life without my children.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you get to be by the beach, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm about like 40 minutes away. So it's really not bad.
That's great. So, when you think about, like, living a complete life, a happy life, what are the most important factors for you?
Family for sure, because I didn't have one growing up. I always told myself that I wanted to have a big family so we could all have like a support system. And obviously, like support, I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand. I think it's
No,
kind of the
totally.
same thing.
Well, support can come from
Um,
family or friends or,
mm,
but yeah, family is, I think, the biggest.
I don't know. It's probably the most important pillar to me. Like that's my goal. It's just family. So I want more kids. So
Yeah.
eventually,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome. So your boyfriend, he knows what's coming. He's heard it.
yeah. He actually, not to get too personal, which he doesn't mind me sharing this, but he actually struggles with infertility.
Mhm.
So we've been engaged for almost a year, and we've been trying for almost a year. And so we've seen the specialists and stuff. So we're kind of like figuring out what like more of like what's going on. Does he have what we need? If not, then we've actually talked about using a donor
Mhm.
whenever we get married. And obviously, if it happened, if it was miraculous, I got miraculously got pregnant tomorrow, I'd be excited. But obviously, if we're gonna do the IVF route, we're gonna wait until after marriage. But yeah, because I'm getting older. I'm not getting younger.
No. Yeah, weird how that
Yeah.
happens. Every day I feel a little
Yeah.
older. Yeah.
And the last time I was pregnant, I think I was like 26 or 27. And it was like, holy, my body felt different than when I was pregnant at 24. So I can't
Yeah.
imagine being 33 and a half, like how my body's going to feel now. And I want two more. So I feel like my clock's kind of ticking, but he wants kids. I want kids. So we'll have to figure out, it's infertility is really a big issue. And I think that male infertility is not really talked about very much.
Yeah, it's nice that you do talk about it, because it's like, it's just a hard thing to not be able to have kids. Like it's what a lot of people want, and to not
Right.
have it, it's frustrating, but it's also a
Mhm.
blessing that we live in a world where there is so much medical advances that, like, they can do something
Right.
about it, whether it's, medications or surgeries
Mhm.
or just being able to have IVF,
Sure.
other people. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild. I have let's see, a few nephews that are all from sperm donors, and it's,
Oh
or sorry,
wow.
actually it's not a sperm donor, it's like a egg donor, and then,
Mhm.
you know,
I think
implanted
that's
into the
something
mom.
else that's not really talked about either. Like it seems almost kind of controversial, maybe, that we're actually considering using someone else's sperm. But I mean, that's obviously the last case scenario. But he wants to be able to experience the pregnancy, and I want to experience another pregnancy. Otherwise, we would definitely adopt. Like, we're not against adoption either.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we're just thinking ahead right now and trying to figure things out. So
Yeah,
yeah,
well, hey, congrats on working on that together. That's
yeah, thank
super
you.
exciting. And so we'll keep you in my prayers. Hopefully you guys can
Thank
have some
you.
success.
Yeah,
So,
we'll see.
well, thanks so much for coming on. It's cool to hear. I guess the overriding things that I've learned from talking to you is, like, your family is your key to happiness, and you just the spending time with your kids and having people that love you and make you feel good around you is so important. And I asked you that question at the beginning of the podcast, like, what sacrifices have you made to be a mom? And you're like, none. And it's like, in reality, like, you've so many things for your kids, that have been little sacrifices. But I think the lesson is there that it's like way more than paid off for you. And
Well, I just want to give them the life I didn't have, the childhood I didn't have, and that's just my goal. So I'm not a perfect mom by any means. I mean, patience is not my, virtue. I can improve my patience for sure. But they're my reason, they're my why. People ask me, how do you stay motivated? How, running the business and staying healthy, they're my reason. You have to find your reason for wanting to get healthy or get fit or get that degree. Whatever your goal is, you got to find your why. Otherwise, gotta stay motivated.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much for giving us a little motivation today, and it's great talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.